Morning all. It's a beautiful May day and I'm out just above Merthyr Tydfil in Wales. I've come to a reserve run by the Wildlife Trusts of South and West Wales and I'm looking for two very specific things. I'm looking for dippers and bluebells. Let's see what we can find. Now dippers are very nervy little things. They'll tolerate you getting fairly close, but if you get too close they'll just fly off up the river to another spot because they have a huge range around where they nest. It can be, a mile or so each side. So I'm going to have to take things steadily and try and sneak up on them if I see any. But from where I'm standing I can hear the river, but there's so much foliage now that it's a bit overgrown here, but it looks beautiful. This reserve is absolutely magnificent. It winds down through a deep valley down into Merthyr Tydfil itself. But it's one of those places that really grabs you and captures your heart because it's so beautiful here. The river itself runs into these really deep rocky gorges where it's carved out over the years. And the shape of the rock, the flowers around it, the trees, it's a special place. It's really, really lovely. It's funny, the first few times I've been here, I've been really lucky and I've seen dippers straight away. But they're being a bit shy this morning. Just missed one. I was trying my best to get close enough to the river without it seeing me, but all I saw was this sort of dart going along the surface of the river. But it means they're about, so that's a good thing anyway. And I think I can see them further down. Quite a way off yet, but could be grey wagtail, mind you. They both have that characteristic sort of dipping action from a distance, but it's only when you get close up you notice that the dipper actually dips its whole body by the legs, whereas grey wagtail's more bobbing its tail up and down. I've seen grey wagtails here before, but keep your fingers crossed. I think one of the things that fascinates me most about this location, Taf Fechan as a whole, is the way the river is carved down through the rock. If you look at the rocks around here, if I spin around I'll be able to show you a bit better. Let's see, something like this. Look at the way the rocks are all cut and carved through. It's amazing. The water is cut down over the years right through the rock. And you can see the little round boreholes where it's stones have bored into the rock with the water swirling them around to act a bit like a giant sort of washing machine tumbling them around until they cut right down into the rock and make these circular indentations. Some of them are huge, but you can see over here some of them are quite small, but it really is amazing. The water here, I'll just tilt you over, is really deep, and what it must be like in full flood when the water's rushing down the valley from further up. I wouldn't be surprised if most of this channel fills with water. But as for now, it's absolutely beautiful down here. All the mosses, all the rock, the leaves coming out in the trees. So what I think I'm going to do is have a moment here and try and get a landscape shot of the water in the distance there. I could just see right at the end there was a dipper. Now I've taken some shots, but it's such a long way away it's going to be really difficult to see from here, but the little blighter was just flying up and down here. Didn't have the big camera with me obviously, so it's a lesson learned. But yeah, I've been doing some landscapes and got some nice pictures here of the water flowing down there and leaves up above. So, but it means if I go further down that way now, I should be getting to where the dippers are at the moment, or some of them anyway. I very carefully tracked the dippers down the river. It looks as if there could be a nest down here. The dippers are just landing on a small branch that's going up out of the water, and they're hopping between that and the rocks on the ground just before they go into the nest, just to check that everything's alright, just to check that the coast is clear. And then once they've decided, they fly up into the nest, feed the young and go back down again. It's fascinating to watch. I've positioned my one camera further down, pointing at the nest, and it can, unfortunately it can only record for half an hour at a time. So provided they come back to feed the young chicks in the half-hour window, I'll get some footage, if all goes well. Really exciting. I found a group of dippers now that have fledged. The parent is sat on a rock. It's amazing how much they've grown. I've moved closer down by the water's edge now. I can see that chicks are perched on a branch under an overhang, right down against the water's edge. The parent is further up the river trying to catch some food for them. I can just see it from here. But if I'm very still, very lucky, it may come back and feed them and we'll get some really good footage.